Welcome back to Obscure Gaming, where no, I'm not dead. You can stop sending those messages, please. But it feels like forever since I've done one of these. You know, at least a few months or something like that. So I figured I'd do a new one, and in celebration of doing a new one, I figured I'd pick a very special game. A game called Sonic Adventure 8. Now, some may remember me taking a look at another bootleg by the name of Sonic Adventure 7, which was barely playable and put me through a lot of pain. But surely this sequel will improve upon the flaws of that last game, right? Oh, no? It's just the exact same game with a different color scheme? Cool! Now, the story to Sonic Adventure 8 is very deep and complicated. You see, when we get the intro, first we see one Sonic, then we see three Sonics, and finally we see two Sonics, as well as the logo of Sonic 8, which is missing adventure. But this can only mean but one thing. Not a lot of thought was put into this game. And as we go through the game, you'll see just how much thought wasn't put into this game. Which brings us to the gameplay, otherwise known as it's not fun. Sure, upon a first glance, the game may not seem that bad. Sonic is Sonic, the background is behind them, there are rings and enemies, it's your average platformer, right? Now, Sonic moves like he's on ice, and you can only stop his momentum by forcing him in the opposite direction, which is a little cumbersome for a platformer, though that's kind of the least of our problems in this game, as much as it does make the game awkward. Sonic has all the moves you'd expect of having, you know, like his spin dash, and he's a hedgehog, he can jump, all that stuff. But there are some issues with all that stuff. For example, you can't kill enemies with your spin dash. You can still technically do the spin dash on enemies, you're just going to get hit. Next, Sonic can't take out enemies by jumping through them. Again, you can do this, but you're going to get hit. The only way to take out enemies is to bounce on top of them, which would be manageable if you weren't every other section of the level going either up or down a slope, where the game still spawns enemies both above you and then like right in front of you or coming towards you, in such a situation that there's no way you could get out of it, and you just have to take the hit. The only way you'd get out of it is if you knew ahead of time that they're coming in that pattern, because once you actually see them on screen, it's too late. This segues into bad game design. I've already talked about the enemies appearing in spots where you have to take a hit no matter what, but what if the stages were also very similar in structure, and if that structure was terrible? Well, you're in luck. Look at this game. Where your basic stage designs consist of brief moments of running in a straight line, which savor those moments. You're not going to get a lot of them. Platforming on falling platforms, which will keep you in the air maybe half a second or so, unless you jump up and down, at which point you could stay on them forever. Little tip. But going up or down a slope, repeating all of this over and over again, and then that's about it. Like, you know, no bosses, just going straight and then up and then straight and then platforming down, up again. Eventually the level ends, maybe. Well, no, not for one of the stages. We'll get there, and we're gonna do that right now. The ultimate failing of Sonic Adventure 8, besides the fact that it exists, is this section right here in the second stage, which I have to admit is pretty magical. But you may look at this thinking, hey, nothing's wrong with this, it's just Sonic standing on that ledge platform with two platforms besides him. What's the problem here? But let's take a moment to examine this. We see Sonic standing on the platform, as I already stated. I had just arrived there from the platform on the left and wanted to jump to the next one to progress in the level. There's just one problem that I happened to run into, and maybe it's a glitch, I'm not sure. You can't reach that next platform. You can't jump high enough to land on the platform. You can't grab onto the ledge of the platform. Of course, you have no double jump to get to the platform, and there are no enemies you can use to bounce off of to get to the higher platform. You're screwed. The game effectively ends right here, and that's great. Though from an objective standpoint, that's probably bad game design, but I don't have to play any more of the game. I can't continue it. There's no way to cheat it to my knowledge. I'm just stuck here. I'm done. I beat the game. I won. Though this game is the equivalent of garbage, with that said. Delayed controls, terrible level design, Sonic doesn't work quite right, and you can't finish the game, which some would argue is important. On the upside, though, the game only froze on me 3 times, and I only fell through like 4 platforms, as opposed to the many more platform. I say platform because it was only like 1 or 2 in Sonic Adventure 7. So I guess that's an improvement. But otherwise, game is a train wreck. And speaking of train wrecks, let's move on to the presentation, because that'll be great. Graphics, something that this game has. They aren't that impressive. Stages are made of a single color, like what may be brown or what could be green, says the guy with color blindness. And Sonic is red, because I'm not that colorblind, or at least I'm pretty sure he's either red or he's brown. The point is, why is he red, brown? Why is he not blue? Was that color too complicated for your dev team of 1 person to figure out? Now, the stages are mostly inoffensive. They just drag on far, far too long. And there just comes a point where you want it all to end. But it won't. So you continue on for 5 more minutes, and then you find the ending. Except in stage 2, where, game ends. Technically ended. As for the audio, sound effects are not from the Sonic series and get really annoying while you're playing the game. And the music kind of varies when it comes to quality. Stage music can get a little repetitive, but is okay, I guess. Take a listen. You also heard some sound effects in that little clip. But on the other hand, the game's theme takes the cake as far as SUT goes. So here, have a listen, though as a little warning, turn down your speakers just a little bit, just a smidge, because it's gonna hurt. Now that is nice. That's an actual Sonic tune that made its way into the game, which is great, I guess, though I don't know why they felt the need to just blow the sound on the audio like as much as they could, so it just sounded awful. Worst part is you hear this both when you boot the game and in between levels. I mean, for Christ's sakes, I'm already playing your game. Don't make me suffer. But that's Sonic Adventure 8. By no means should you play this game, and that's because it's just Sonic Adventure 7 again, which is another game that you should probably avoid. Go play a better Sonic game, like Sonic 2006, for some good old-fashioned jank that's licensed. But this has been Obscure Gaming. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Endslate, where I'd like to stress again that I'm actually not dead. Had some family and personal stuff going on for the last month or so, almost 2 months. And I apologize for that, but I hath returned earlier in the month than I usually would, which is because I have some videos planned for this month. I know it's a little late in the day for this one, though I hope you enjoyed the Obscure Gaming on Sonic Adventure 8. This is just going to be a regular end slate as opposed to the reading names end slates, because I kind of just wanted to do not long video, which ironically video turned out a little longer than I thought it was going to, and just slap a short end slate, just, you know, checking in on everyone, making sure that I still have a pulse. You know, it's there as far as I know. I haven't checked. Either way, I'm doing fine, so fuck it. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a nice day. If you enjoyed the video and you want to like it or subscribe or do any of that jazz, you know, that's appreciated, but you don't have to do that. I also have a Twitch if you want to go do whatever people do on Twitch. I'm a Twitch partner for some reason, so that's neat. Link will be in the description. If you want to help out, I have a Patreon. That's also in the description. I also want to give a special thank you to everyone on Patreon who has been really patient with me during these last couple months. Thank you for understanding my family's medical issues. It's greatly appreciated and it means the world to me. But I'm going to wrap things up. I hope everyone has a wonderful day and or night, depending on your time zone. Stop by the stream right now. I might be streaming when this goes up. Maybe. That'll be a late stream, I guess, but screw it. I love you all. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again soon.